welcome please for Imran Hussain. Number of applause. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Friends, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. It's a privilege and a pleasure to come here and join all of you. And we come together today. We stand united in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Kashmir. And as we stand here, many others stand in capitals and cities around the world. And the message we send is that the sons and daughters of Kashmir do not stand on their own. And we have seen, and let me be frank, we have seen for over 7 decades the international community has failed the sons and daughters of Kashmir. For over 7 decades, we have seen the Indian government and the Indian armed forces through illegal powers, through the Indian Armed Forces Special Powers Act, through the Public Safety Act, we have seen them commit brutality, commit murder, commit torture. Tens of thousands of people have been butchered and murdered over the last 7 decades. Tens of thousands of our brothers and sisters have been in arbitrary detention, where the Indian Armed Forces are acting as judge, jury and executioner through powers vested in them through the Indian Armed Forces Special Powers Act, a legislation that itself is illegal under international law. And brothers and sisters, 2 years ago, we saw the biggest assault that we have seen on the Kashmiri people through the illegal and unilateral revocation of Article 370, Article 35A and the domicile laws. And let's be clear, ye jo legislation hai, let us be clear, this is a strategic move by the Indian government to take away the limited autonomy the people of Kashmir had, to take away the constitutional rights that they had under international law, to change the demographics. As we stand here, over tens of thousands of domicile certificates have been granted to people in Kashmir. Friends, we have to also look at the simple fact, whether it's the revocation of 370, 35A or the domicile laws, they are questionable under the Constitution of India itself. They are in direct breach of international law, in direct breach of United Nations resolutions, and in direct breach of the 4th Geneva Convention. But still, the international community, after 7 decades of persecution, oppression and injustice, 2 years since the illegal and unilateral revocation of the said articles, the Security Council meets on one occasion, and we thank China for requesting that meeting, but it meets on one occasion, and on that occasion it cannot even agree. It cannot even agree a statement of condemnation. So we say here today, shame on the international community. Shame. Friends, As a member of Parliament for Bradford, I promised that I will continue to raise the voice of the voiceless, and in the British Parliament, we continue to make this case. And let us be clear, the British government of any stripe has a moral, historical and ethical duty. And to those that say this is a bilateral issue and fall back on the Shimla Agreement, let me be clear, the Shimla Agreement does not have precedent over United Nations resolutions. United Nations resolutions are the way forward, and the birthright of the Kashmiris is through self-determination for themselves. Friends, two final points. I'm grateful to the organizers here today. I know due to it being a Sunday and other commitments, many people who would have turned up, haven't turned up. However, through the media, through social media, tens of thousands of people are following this event. And our voice can be heard in Srinagar. And I want to say this, today, as we hold this demonstration here in solidarity with the Kashmiris, the right-wing BJP are holding a demonstration in Srinagar, and we want to send them a clear message. We want to send them a very clear message. You may carry on with the persecution, oppression and injustice. You may revoke Article 370 and 35A. You may introduce domicile laws, all of which are illegal, but you will never ever silence the Kashmiris, and the Kashmiris will continue to speak and will obtain their freedom. And I say this to the international community, and I say this to our government, and I say this every time I speak, because Kashmiris are not pleading with the international community. Kashmiris are not bowing. Kashmiris are not bowing. Kashmiris are not begging. We are demanding our birthright to self-determination, solidarity.
MashaAllah. As